So much love and energy, man, and organization you put into this, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man. Receive and return.
So trust me, y'all. Let's put your hands together for Dr. Samuel B. Lee right here. It has been so cool and so fun and so exciting getting to go on the ceremonial journeys that we've been on, hearing and downloading and trying to stretch my brain to the level that you express that, man. You have our heartfelt reflections, the quantity and the quality of the information that comes flying through you, man. I have no idea how you have it all in there, and it comes out so fast and fluently. And your persona of humility and grace, man, I just fucking love you, man. And I've been honored to be activated by you in ceremonies, and I'm so excited about the present and future. So everyone calm down here now, trust me. Put your hands together for Dr. Samuel B. Lee and Big Brother. Thank you so much for being here, man. Thanks for having me, Jack. Appreciate it, man.
What's up, fam?
We love you, Dr.
Oh, what's up, my brother? Hey, what's good? All right, guys, I got a very, very, very simple message today. Short and sweet, okay? Congrats. You're it. You are it. You are source. How deep, how wide, how long is the love? And nothing can separate you from this love. How deep, how wide. An angel, demons, 100 past lives, whatever you've been through, nothing can separate you from this love. And that's the truth. All things flow from source. All things return to source. All things are now bathing in source. All separation from source is but an illusion, and you are source. So that's it, guys. Congrats. You're it. You already know. And it's already done. All right, let's go home. Guys, but it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm grateful to be here. And before we begin, I'd like to do a little invocation. And it's just to kind of like set the frequency. It's called the Source River Frequencies Prayer of Eternal Sanctification. And so I invite you to just kind of get into that mode of just like neutrality, sacred neutrality. I'm not trying to agree with this guy up there. I'm not trying to disagree with this guy up there. I'm just listening with my DNA. What does my DNA feel? Is it resonating? Is it not resonating? And I invite you, I'm going to say some crazy shit today, perhaps some things you've never heard before. And take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if it resonates, dive deeper into it, because the truth will set you free, and this is what it's all about. We are free, we are free, we are free. And some of the things I'm going to share today are from what is called the Freedom Teachings. The Melchizedek, Cloister, and Maldor, the science of the 12-stranded DNA. The science, and if I had one message in life, is take a look within, and you will find you are who you've been looking for the whole damn time. You want to see an angel? Activate your 6th DNA strand, your angelic mind. Look in the mirror. You want to see a Buddha? Activate your 11th DNA strand, Buddhic mind. Look in the mirror. You want to see a Christ? Activate your 10th DNA strand. Look in the mirror. You want to see you want to be in nirvana and bliss, like the end of Siddhartha? Activate your 12th DNA strand, your nirvanic mind, and just be completely at one with all, unattached to anything. At one with all, unattached to anything, because you've gotten to know your higher self so fucking well. I am source. And when I make my one and only pure desire at one with source, that's my one and only pure desire, to be completely present. I choose myself in every single now moment. I wouldn't be anywhere else. My mind trying to go there. I love you, mind. It's okay. I want to be right here, right now. All of my simultaneous 1728 simultaneous lives happening right now. I wouldn't choose any other body. I wouldn't choose any other person. All of those lifetimes have prepared me for this lifetime. I chose my parents. Every word, every thought, everything that I've ever spoken has come into this moment now, and I am who I've been looking for. And there is a frequency called a base pulse rhythm resonating in this now moment, which is an accumulation of all of my thoughts, words, and actions from all of my past lives. And I take extreme ownership of this now moment because I am who I've been looking for, all of it. And especially the parts that I was taught and programmed to believe were difficult to love. Right? Like the shadow, the demons. Oh, right? Especially those parts. Can I sit here and understand and know even those parts I've created? Even those parts are part of my holographic projection. And when I can sit and become comfortable and uncomfortable because I'm so damn sure that I am source. And nothing can separate me. And when I have the courage and my nervous system is regulated enough, and once in a while I got to go to Uncle Gerald and get a hug and regulate my nervous system. And that's what tribe is here to do. You know, when one person forgets, which sometimes as human beings we forget, that's okay. We're just forgetting that we are love. You know, the old school tribes, which I believe we're starting to reunite, part of what I'm going to talk about today is the 12 original celestial human tribes. When someone would forget, they wouldn't put them on mind-numbing psychiatric medications and say there's something wrong with you and give them a label and a diagnosis and put them in a psychiatric hospital. When, in these old school African tribes, when someone would forget, they would put them in the middle of the tribe and they would sing them love songs until their DNA, their cells would remember, oh shoot, I am love, I am one with everything, and they would remember who they are. And that's what I hope and intend, that the reunification of these tribes that is happening now, this amazing cohesive power of the universe we call love. Love is the answer, yeah, but what is love? Love is the glue of the universe. It's what keeps my cells together. It's what keeps my family together. It's what keeps this universe together. It's what keeps everything together, is called love. And fear is false evidence appearing real. It's a holographic insert. It's an artificial AI timeline. It's a programming and a conditioning. And when I deprogram everything that I've been taught I should be, hey, when I was a little kid, I was like, you got to go to church to get love from your mom. You got to, get 100%, and that's when you get love from your dad. If you get a 97, that's not good enough. You get a spanking. So I was programmed, I got to be perfect, I got to be perfect, I got to be perfect. And then like this little inner child so desperately needed this love, so he started developing this thing where he would try to be perfect all the time, and if it wasn't perfect, this God in the sky, this impossible set of rules, if you don't follow it, there's sin, and you're separate from this God in the sky, and then you feel shame and feel even more separate from this God in the sky, but the truth will set us free. And the truth is that God is the energetic running through you, running through me, running through the leaves, running through everything. And there's nothing we can do to ever be separate from God. And it's just about unlearning everything that I've been taught I should be, so I could just be me. And I am love. I am source. I am eternal. And so before we begin today, I would want to say a 9-minute prayer called the Source River Frequencies Prayer of Eternal Sanctification. And once again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But before India, Gurumukhi Sanskrit, I used to chant in Indian for, Gurumukhi for a long time. There was migration from Egypt. Before Egypt, there was Atlantis, and people in my ceremonies were having visions flying in on Atlantis spaceships. The Queen of Atlantis woke up in one of my ceremonies, and we're healing these timelines, and there's a timeline where Atlantis is rising, right? And every DNA strand is a cellular memory. So as you start activating your DNA strands, there's going to be a cellular memory that is released, and you'll start remembering all 1,728 simultaneous versions of yourself existing right now. And if you found this wisdom, most likely you're fulfilling all those 1,728 heroic probabilities, which means you're the one calling them all back. Most likely. So before Atlantis, there was Lemuria. Shout out to my Lemurian brothers and sisters out there. Hey! Count Priest of the Moon, what's up? I was there too. Yeah. But before Lemuria, there were the 12 original celestial human tribes. and they were a master crowning jewel of a combination of DNA from Andromeda, from Sirius B, from Arcturus. All these councils came together and said, we're going to make this master race a celestial human being. And this universe has been through a lot. But with this DNA, as we heal this DNA, there was a plan. We believe that we will remember our soul, our oversoul, our avatar, Christo self, and there will come a time where we will wake up and we will realize we are who we've been looking for. And as we start doing that multidimensionally, transharmonically, the bridge zone, start healing all of our karmic ancestors. We start healing our ancestors, 7 to 11 generations, healing our children, 7 to 11 generations. But also there's a lot of star galaxies involved right now looking at what's happening on Earth. Because as we heal, we're literally realigning their DNA as well. And that's why, some of you might be starting to make contact with who you really are, you on a higher level. It's you. Yeah. So I'm going to say this prayer in the original light language from which all other languages in this universe come from. It's key-coded for the original celestial 12-stranded DNA. So my invitation is listen to the energy behind my words. Okay? Not to agree, not to disagree. It's called the Source River Frequencies Prayer of Eternal Sanctification, and I'm just invoke this prayer. If you get nothing from this talk today, if you feel this prayer, that'll be good enough for me. So, audio, can we please, and in Revelation, I don't know if my Bible thumpers out there, in Revelation, there's I used to be a youth pastor, there's a verse that says, I saw a river coming from the throne of God, it was white, and it was, if there's anything like this, this is that. It's coming straight from the Unisci, the central point of all creation, on the way down of eternal sanctification. Yeah, that's loud, okay, cool. It's a party, heaven's a party. It touches all the eternal life councils, the councils that rarely get involved with humanity. It's literally this river is coming down, and it's touching all the councils, and they only respond to invitation. Okay, so we're inviting these eternal councils to be here now, and then we'll see what wants to come through. So it's kind of, if you want, I like to see a pure white source river coming through my crown, and by the end of this, it's a 9-minute prayer. My whole body's buzzing with the source river. So. It's my favorite prayer on planet Earth. So, let's jam.
The connection of your phone is not working. I'm gonna try another phone.
Oh, okay.
1 minute to.
Yeah. Cool. All good. All right. In the meantime, I got some slides, guys, and I could probably spend the whole time talking about this slide. The base 12 eternal life code. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys can see this. But everything in this universe right now currently dies. Okay?
Session.
That is inorganic. The original intention of Source was eternal life. Okay? But this has to do with math. Okay? Math. Base 12 eternal life code, 12-stranded DNA. When someone can activate their 10th, 11th, 12-stranded DNA, they regain their eternal life potential, and they could transmigrate, leak out through the neutron window in the water and go to a council before Earth fell. You can go anywhere, any place on any dimension. Okay? And that was the original intention of Source when he made the original celestial human being. Okay? Was a base 12 eternal life code. When God made man in his image, it wasn't a guy in the sky. It was a base 12 eternal life mathematical code. And the whole universe, 12 zodiac signs, when one soul comes in, it splits into 12 souls on different timelines. And there's 12 times 12 oversouls is 144 oversoul versions of you. 144 times 12 avatar Christo selves, right? The 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th dimension. 1,728 simultaneous versions of you right now having fun, experiencing life, and you chose all of them, right? And that's what happens when you come down. That was the original eternal life code. And if you look there at number 3, 3 is Earth. Now, there's a planetary stargate, okay, which is Venus, Jupiter, Mars, right? So it's this intelligent code, but there's also a universal stargate. And if you notice there, 3 is Earth, 6 is Sirius B. So you guys know like Sirius B, Maharaji blue humans. Have you guys started meeting them lately? Yeah, the blue humans. They're from Sirius B, right? And when you start activating your 6th DNA strand, you'll start having cellular memory. It's starting to come into my field. So it's all about the DNA. It's a mathematical code. Every circle is a DNA strand. It's a chakra. You see red, 1. You guys know about the chakras, right? 2, orange. 3, yellow. 4, green, heart. 5, throat. 6, and then 7. But what they don't tell you past Indian wisdom, because this is way before Indian wisdom, there was an 8th chakra, the higher heart, point of divine neutrality, direct connection point to Almighty Living Creator Source, sacred, the AUREA point. And if you're connected to the source of all energy and you're spiraling at a base 12 mathematical code, you never consume energy to create energy. You're not running out of energy. You're continuously, perpetually aligned with the source. That's why you don't have to vampire energy from anyone. You're good. I'm good. I'm source. I have a continuous, eternal source of energy coming through me at all times. I don't need anything from anyone. I'm just being me. And that's the eternal life code, the 8th chakra, the higher heart, which you can activate. It's a morphogenetic chakra. 9. Okay, so 9, a lot of people when they come from, heaven, and when they come down, descend, if you want to call it, right? I know Tesla said the secrets of the universe are 3, 6, 9. Yes, but what the government kind of confiscated and didn't tell you was it's 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay? Because when a spirit comes down, it comes down the ascended master path into the primal sound and light, and then it comes down into the 15, 14, 13 dimension, which is your Rishi self. And then it comes down to 12, and it has to descend down to earth. And so if you look at these lines between the circles are dimensions, they're spheres, they're DNA strands, they're chakras. It's the base 12 eternal life code. And so people are talking about ascension. But in order to ascend, if you want to ascend, if ascension is still viable, you got to activate your top spin merkaba, electric, bottom spin magnetic, and then if you do it and you have the correct codes and you got the correct spins, your body turns into a spaceship. That's what your body is. You're talking about AI you have right here, right now. You talking about like in the Bible, how did Elijah leave Earth? Remember they said a chariot of fire? What was that? It's a merkaba. Top spin electric, bottom spin magnetic. And the way that you leave, he left from Earth, right? He's got to leave through, where did he go? You've got to go through one of these lines. Okay? That's what connects the dimensions. So did he go from 3 to 5? 5 is Tara. What is Tara? Do you guys know what Tara is? Tara is 5D Earth. Okay? But 5 is also a universal stargate, and that is Pleiades. You guys heard of Pleiades? But it blew up, so there's only a part of it left. Okay? So this is all intelligent, and that's why Earth is such a valuable piece of real estate, because it's planetary stargate, it's a universal stargate, and that's why people are fighting over this bridge of Mother Earth for so long. And that's what Yeshua, King Arthur, all these people came to restore, is the grids. Because every single one is also a stargate. Okay? So what is a stargate? It's a portal, yeah. It's not a wormhole. Wormhole is an artificial stargate. It's an artificial portal. So a stargate is literally, Mother Earth has chakras. So if you look at 4, stargate number 4 is, and I'm going there with Melissa soon, Egypt, the heart chakra of Mother Earth. And you guys hear about people in the King's Chamber having these crazy experiences? Guess why? Have you guys heard about they found these pillars underneath the whatever? Guess why? This wisdom explains it all. It's a harmonic frequency resonating portal in and out of Mother Earth. And it's what's underneath the Earth. And whoever controls the stargates controls the energy and entities that can come in and out of Mother Earth. And that's why there's been battles for all of the key pieces of land. You guys want to talk about Iraq, stargate number 10, Iran. Yeah. So I know the news tells us that the battle was for what? Oil. Guess what? Stargate number 10. Yeah. They're not telling you, because if you want to call it the off-planet people who are, some people call them Illuminati, some people call them fallen Anunnaki, fallen ETs, whatever you want to call them. They have a triangle system. Okay, and I'm going to go into this if we have time today. But through repeated free will choice, they've cut themselves off from the source of all energy. Now, if you're cut off from the source of all energy, you have to vampire, you have to eat. You have to create elaborate energy suck systems. And humanity was one of those systems where they started creating these crazy military bases, where they started creating, like, for example, when a male ejaculates with no intention, energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's the most powerful creative force on the planet. Where is that energy going? Who is it feeding? Right? You just start asking questions because energy is neither created nor destroyed, and there's no good or bad. But you start to ask, right? Okay, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Where is this energy? Who is it feeding? Am I aligned to the eternal life base 12 code? Right? And with intention, like, yo, like, I don't need this vampire energy from no one because I'm connected to the source. My 8th chakra is connected, and I'm good, and I'm sacred neutrality and divine neutrality. You know what I mean? And this portal from my ascended master self is open, and there's certain techniques that you can do to open this portal. Okay, and it's the original light language. Are we ready for this prayer?
Yep.
All right, so this is one of those prayers. So you can kind of just tune in and listen. I'm going to close my eyes and imagine a pure source river coming over this land, coming over this grid. And if you want to just listen to the energy behind my words. The source river frequencies prayer of eternal sanctification. Diva entude, ista entao, rehaveha un ayaye. Iraho etena have, etutore inchahe, nuva ete intaro. Siva pleni urtu incale. Dehi niva e salazo, enduethra don aquari. Calling the eternal councils. Dehi urtu chadila ul entaro de hatur. Councils of Hatur. Kum soeho duruteta masayahana aquarium. That's where the word Messiah comes from. Kum soeho duruteta entahum cristale. Kum soeho duruteta aqueous. Kum soeho duruteta aquafari. Kum soeho duruteta aquari. Kum soeho duruteta hatur. Kum soeho duruteta adonai. Kum soeho duruteta iani ma'a wete. Kum soeho duruteta shalazum durozete. Kum soeho duruteta ut orore. Bendiduro amenja ut orore aquion. Bendi hale isa nua ut orore aquion. Bendi rama rafa gentu ut orore aquion. Bring forth now the source river frequencies of eternal first creation. Bring forth now the healing waters of the dawn's Shadi. Bring forth now the gentle wind song of the sacred unison. Bring forth here the radiant starlight of the eternally starborn. Let the source river frequencies flow unto my doorstep. Let the source river frequencies cleanse and heal my soul and oversoul. May the source river frequencies love song, all embracing, emerge now from my eternal source core to softly call me home. Diva enture ista intaho, rehaveha unaye. Diva enture ista intaho, rehaveha unaye. Diva entude ista intao, rehaveha ayaye. Asalumta akasadur. Asalumta akasadur.
Ashalumta, the Kashador. In the name of the Messiahana Councils of Aquarion. In the name of the Melchizedek Cloister, Emerald, Amethyst, in Gold Order. In the name of the original Eternal Life Founders Races, Holy Order of the Unified, Sacred House of One. In the name of the Cordome Councils. In the name of the Akasha, Radonic, Edonic, Adonic, Trimatrix Cooperative.
That's where Eden is.
In the name of the Trimatrix Races of Aquarion,
Middle Earth.
we call upon the eternal powers of the Shade Amor. These are the eternal wind, song, gases, and air, eternal elements. We call upon the eternal powers of the Jayate Dura. These are the eternal flames of divine fire vapors,
pure fire.
We call upon the eternal powers of the Aurial. These are the eternal water flow, fluids, liquids, and waters.
Eternal water returns to earth.
We call upon the eternal powers of the Atlantis. These are the eternal foundation stone, eternal firmament solids. We call upon the eternal powers of the Ether. These are the eternal fire, ice, ethers of first radiation.
Holy Spirit.
We now command with the entrusted powers of aurora, light, and sound. We now invoke the eternal, perpetual sun to co-create, release, and renew this hologram, body, grids, mission, all my relations.
AUREA and all within.
We now declare an eternal sanctification over this place, this land, this hologram, these bodies, these grids,
This mission,
and all my relations,
present here in all my relationships,
and all within,
in all dimensions,
into the eternal perpetual protection herein set, that the spirit of Earth shall arise, the power of Earth shall heal, and the wisdom of Earth Sala here within preside. In the name of the eternal source of first creation, and by the divine current of the Ray of Ehaun Ayaye,
flowing source river,
in co-creative eternal embrace, with absolute humility, absolute love, and absolute forgiving, and only in absolute service to the eternal source, and its ever-loving healing devotion to all life everywhere. We banish now from this sacred land, hologram, body, grids, mission, timelines, all that is unwilling to receive the absolute cleansing of source within the covenants of divine right order, divine right timing, and divine right harmony, as only eternal God source can know. In loving eternal service, we offer release and host arrangement to all those present whom are in need and seek to heal within the sacred cleansing fields of Earth Sala and the eternal divine flows of the Ray Haveha Un Ayaye. In eternal reverence, joy, and gratitude for the unceasing love and mercy of the one source most divine, we end now and complete this eternal sanctification and salvage rite of reclamation. In the name of the one true source, eternal God source, in the name of the eternal source code,
base 12,
in the name of the Ray Haveha Un Ayaye flowing source river, in the name of the Messiahana councils of Aquarion, in the name of the core domain councils of Crystallate, in the name of the Akasha, Radonic, Edonic, Adonic, Trimatrix Cooperative, councils of Source River, in the name of the Trimatrix races of Aquarion, councils of Aurora, and in the name of the councils of Budea Adashi councils, in the name of the Melchizedek Cloister, Emerald, Amethyst, and Gold Order, In the name of the original eternal life founders races, holy order the Unicide, sacred house of one. And in the name of, say your name here, AUREA III,
person who's gathered here, if they so
eternally,
perpetual source, Christ.
I am this, I am. Taisha into the way, Taisha into the way, Taisha into the way, spoken as it is stated, and so it is done.
Just let those frequencies settle. Imagining visualizing above your head a 12-pointed star. Remember who you are. You an avatar. Inner Christos is within you. So just tune in and call in your inner Christos avatar, 12th dimensional self, liquid light. See this liquid light encircling you. This pure liquid light version of you. This is my warrior cam right here. We can pause this one. Oh, oh, oh! Calling in the wolf pet. Yeah, so just like imagine and visualize and communicate with your avatar Christos self. You are Christ. I know it's taken many lifetimes and years to be able to fully say that, believe that with all humility. It doesn't mean I'm greater or I'm better. It means I'm here to serve. It means with this power, I'm here to serve. And calling in and tuning in to each and every single one of your avatars. Mother Earth, she gave birth, New Earth. And she is calling out and crying out for her true sons and daughters of the Most High, living Creator Source to be completely, and it's not even obtaining anything, it's just remembering who we are. We're already it. We are it. We are here. We have come, we have come, we have come. Yeah, heaven is a party. And this is the lifetime a lot of us have waited for. So thank you for being born. Courageous choice to be born on a planet that allows duality. And, some of the most ancient souls choose to be born.
Very difficult karmic
Parents. Guess what though? It's contract. My dad was contracted and accepted the contract to trigger within me severe grief. To trigger within me a fear of abandonment. To trigger when he's playing his role perfectly, and everybody's playing their role perfectly. Everything is a choice. There's no force and source. We're there to be loved. There has to be a choice. We chose. And somewhere up there, we were like, yo, you guys want to meet up at AUREA at Austin? Oh, you crazy people. We came back. Oh, shit. But I feel like this is the one, man. This is the one we waited for. I feel that very deeply. And, it's all love. Love, love is all I need. But, love has healthy boundaries. Love asks for what it needs. Love knows how to say no. Love knows how to stand in its power. There's a conscious dark masculine and a conscious dark feminine, and it's found in the shadow. And I see it in my brother. He's embodied it. Thank you, brother. And it gives me power when I can stand in my power, not be afraid of the darkness. And it took me a long time because I was taught just love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light. But it's like, no, not love, light, and through this. It's like there is no light without dark. How can I look at all of it and be comfortable with all of it and love all of it and embody all of it? Then when I do that, then when Spirit says, I need you to go to this place and I need you to give a talk, right? And then I'm more available. I'm more available to the frequencies of what I perceive to be love. And Source can use me in different ways, right? And so this is the lifetime, and we are who we've been looking for. I could probably talk about this slide forever. Honestly, this one grid right here, there's Gaia, there's 8D Gaia. That's Gaia. Tara, 5D. Comes in harmonic universes. Harmonic universe 1, 2, 3. That's harmonic universe 1. That's pure carbon. Carbon-based life forms. That's us, right? But guess what? As soon as you shift angular rotational particle spin, particle pulsation rhythm, 45 degrees and back one way, you shift into a different dimension, different harmonic universe. Dimension 4, 5, 6. You guys heard of a silica crystalline, carbon crystalline? That's you. Harmonic universe 2. That's your soul. People say, cool soul, bro. What you talking about, bro? Oh, dimension 4, 5, 6. Carbon crystalline, less than version of me when my DNA projects my hologram. Right? Cool. That's what a soul is. Okay, dimension 7, 8, 9. Oversoul. That's carbon crystalline. This is pure crystalline, pure silica. All these new agers talking about crystal body. Well, yeah, then activate your 9th DNA strand. Your crystalline body will activate. Right? And then there's 10, 11, 12. And 10, 11, 12 is your avatar inner crystal self, pure liquid light version of yourself existing right now. And you are the inner Christ. And there's a specific science, the language of how to activate your intron potential DNA scientists used to call junk. 90-something%. It's not junk, it's potential. And the way you activate it is sound, light, and symbols. And the most powerful healing instrument on the planet is your own voice. That's it. When you speak, I am love, I am joy, I am peace, I am powerful, I am everything I need. Guess what? These words oscillate and vibrate into what Jesus called the Father, which is consciousness, which binds, literally consciousness binds to the water, all that is. And these words vibrate and oscillate, as Dr. Emoto showed, and the water starts absorbing the words I just spoke. And if there's bioresonance, it goes into the intron non-coding protein like a piano, and it sends instructions to the coding protein, the double-stranded helix, the DNA, which starts coding for proteins according to the words I just spoke. Therefore, the Word becomes flesh. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. Every single word you speak is simultaneously co-creating with the original sound, which was not Om, ancient Indian wisdom. Shout out. Love that. It was Divine Mother. From the 13, the sacred void, comes the 12. And before there was even sound, there was pre-sound. The infrasound, where Source had this intention to experience itself through you, through me, through we. And simultaneously with this intention, before there was even sound, in the beginning, God said. And the first sound tones in this universe are Karayasata Allah Durmita. What does that spell? Karayasata. Correct. Christ. That's where the word Christ comes from. Ahala'a. What does that spell? Allah. That's where the word Allah comes from. Christalla. And guess what? Religion divided that into Christ and Allah. And now Christians and Muslims are fighting themselves when they don't even know they come from the same exact word, Christalla. And from this word, God said, sound becomes light, and all these sound particles start, source particle way smaller than what scientists are calling the God particle. So they start clumping together. This is base 12 bioregenesis, Kalantic science. And they form together these scallions. And these scallions, if you call it, come together in these crystal grids. And then these crystal grids form morphogenetic fields. And the morphogenetic field is what? When you speak a word, it's literally lighting up the morphogenetic field. Okay. And everything right now that you see is on a morphogenetic grid field. All matter condenses on morphogenetic field. And what I'm telling you is, in your intron potential DNA, you have the morphogenetic field. For not some of us 12, some of us 24, some of us 48 strand DNA. So we're walking around thinking we're 3D, like 80, 90% of humanity thinking we're 3D. Our potential is limitless. And your voice is how to activate that. Yeah. And so I'll just skip a little bit. Oh man, should I go into this today? What do you think, Cam? Should I go into this? Yeah, okay. So there's been 3 seedings of original celestial human beings. 950 billion years ago, okay, was the first seeding. And there was peace in the universe until 250 billion years ago. Okay, and then there was a group called the Giovanni Collective. Okay, and that's where the word, you guys might have heard Jehovah? Okay. they had an idea, and they're this huge gestalt entity, like an Ascended Master collective, and Ascended Masters can create new universes and new galaxies. And they started to send their quanta, a portion of their energy, into this 15-dimensional time matrix. And this part of them, their children, if you want to call it, was called Metatron. Okay. And they were powerful Ascended Master collective. They were assigned to Stargate number 11 on that grid. And through repeated free will choice, they started to make choices that were digressing themselves from the eternal life code. And one choice at a time over a long period of time, they cut themselves off from the source of all energy. And now the Giovanni Collective, this big father entity, Ascended Master Collective, had a choice. Do I send in more than 50% of my energy into this time matrix? Because if I do send more than 50% of my energy into this time matrix and they continue to digress, if more than 50% of the collective digresses, the entire collective will fall, go into fall. And just like any loving parent, right, it's like, no, I'm going for my kids, right? So they sent in more than 50% of their energy and their quanta into this time collective. And guess what? The collective fell. They digressed. And there's no force in source. For there to be love, there has to be a choice. So source allows, source allows, source allows. And I know as earthly parents, it's the hardest thing to do. To let go of attachment from your child and say, I just do, hey man, I love you. You have free will choice. Do whatever the fuck you want. But that's what source does. Okay? There's perpetual grace coming from the Divine Mother. It doesn't care how you use it. It's not attached to that. So this collective fell. And long story short, they started accusing the other collectives, Stargate number 12, victim mode, source. You're not fair. You're not fair. How could you let our children fall? And, you know, a lot of us, and we've all been there, right, guys, where we're like, hey, man, like, I've been through this, I've been through that. Like, what? Like, this happened to me. This car hit me from here. And we fall into victim mode. And anytime I'm pointing a finger outside of myself, I'm giving my power away. I'm powerless because there's something outside of me that is controlling me. So they started pointing their finger, and long story short, they pretty much said, okay, we're going to create our own time matrix. We understand first creation physics. We're going to create our own mathematical model. They took the 12 and the 8 out of the eternal tree of life grid. They collapsed the tree of life into a base 10 math model, which makes the 8, remember I said the 8 is the center point connected directly to source? That's a little bit off when you collapse the 12 and the 8. And then there's what we call a Fibonacci spiral, which everything in nature currently follows, right? Which is not bad, but everything, it means it consumes energy to create energy. And if something consumes energy to create energy, eventually it's going to run out of energy. And then it's going to die. But that death is inorganic. According to original intention of source, is why I like these words. Jesus was studying this wisdom, by the way, J9, the biblical avatar, in Egypt. And that's why he comes back and he says, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me shall never die. What was he talking about? He wasn't making anything up. He had learned bits and pieces of the eternal life wisdom. Base 12 eternal life code. And if you activate your code, the codes that you have, you can share with other people. Right? It's an eternal life mathematical code. But if you collapse the 12 and the 8 and you take it out and you collapse it to a base 10, so when you look at a Kabbalah tree of life, guys, these days, how many spheres are there? 10. With a hidden 11. And it's following the Fibonacci spiral, which consumes energy to create energy. Therefore, everything in nature currently dies. But death is inorganic. It was not the original intention of source for human beings, original celestial human beings, to die. And that's why this is called the eternal life wisdom, the science of the 12-stranded DNA. Because if you could realign your 12-stranded DNA, realign your 8th chakra directly to source, and you can follow the source spiral, not the Fibonacci spiral, which is literally the Fibonacci spiral has been feeding off of the eternal life source spiral, and sound carries timelines. Okay, sound carries timelines. So there's a timeline right now for humanity, okay, where the source spiral and the Fibonacci spiral are now divergent. Okay, and people's higher selves are coming online. And higher oscillation entrains lower vibration, and people are starting to see, oh, there's systems that are parasiting energy, need for greed, hierarchy. Am I going to continue to follow these systems? Or am I going to oscillate and embody my 4th, 5th, and 6th stranded DNA? Embody my 7th, 8th, 9th stranded DNA? Embody my 10th, 11th, 12th stranded DNA? And regain my eternal life potential and return to source's source wholeness with full incarnational memory of my existence to fulfill the original intention of source, to expand the knowledge of the one, to answer the question, who am I? And you are a living record book of source. I am a living record book of source. And all 1,728 simultaneous versions of myself come back, and we return this back into, and once you become an ascended master, you oscillate into your primal light and primal sound fields, and you literally return this record book of your journey here on earth to expand the knowledge of the one, to answer the original desire of source, who am I? And you into, I guess, what Christians call the book of life, what New Agers call the Akashic records, which Eternal Life Wisdom calls the Akashic records. It's existing right now. So we're at this interesting inflection point in humanity's history, right? And we get to choose. And that's why these New Earth gatherings, these New Earth systems, sometimes I forget. And when I forget, like my brother's gaze right now reminds me, right? And that's what we're here to do. We are all one. We are all one. We are all connected. And we are tribe. And once we start understanding that and realizing that and regulating our nervous systems enough, to come into tribe and to come into these gatherings and, literally heart-to-heart hugs, whatever it is, right? Just reminding each other through presence, your presence is enough. Your presence is your gift. Your presence is your worthiness. Your presence is your service. Service is a noun. I don't have to do anything to serve. When I'm just being in my authentic nature, that is service. Just being you. And that's the sacred law of one. So that's what happened, guys. Seeding number 1. And since then, there's been artificial overlays, right? So, man, I don't want to go too deep into this, but you know what I mean? When you're seeing an angel and an archangel, and I used to believe all this, and I used to pray to all this, right? So I'm not condemning or judging anything, but why go to an intermediary when you are source? You are source. So there's holographic inserts. And these 11.5 DNA strand beings, right, they can be powerful. They can show you visions. They can make you feel really good. They can promise you your earthly stuff, right? But I'm just saying, you got the 12 stranded DNA. You're more powerful. You are it. So activate your morphogenetic fields is what I'm sharing. And sorry, guys, sometimes I get a little bit, my dad's a pastor, so sometimes my voice just starts. I grew up watching my dad preach, and he used to scream on pulpit, so sorry if I'm if it sounds, people used to come into our house, and they'd be like, why are you guys yelling at each other? I'm like, no, man, this is just how we talk. Yeah, I'm just Korean, and,
Reverend Lady.
All right, guys. So I'm going to start winding down here. Yeah, go for it.
Is it still appropriate to do the Jehovah's seal removal?
That's intuitive, right? So I think a lot of these seals are being removed intuitively through just natural, organic alignment to love. But yeah, there's a lot of different techniques for specific seal removal. What I do know to be true is when you chant in this language, it will automatically start removing all the seals. It will start correcting your merkaba spins. You'll start activating your eternal life potential. And every single morning, I do techniques in the original light language, Anu Hazimua, which is key-coded for the 12-stranded DNA. Literally, as I chant, literally it starts. It's your DNA projects your hologram. So these things that I'm talking about, guys, it's not just what I read from a book. It's happening in my hologram. I mean, there's people in my ceremonies going to Egypt, speaking in the ancient language. They're literally there. In an ancient warrior language, breaking parasitic contracts that were made in Egypt, simultaneous time, that no longer serve humanity. I just had a ceremony for 5 of my powerful African-American brothers and sisters. In the ceremony, one of them became Father Anu, the other became Enlil, false creator gods who have been stealing energy. They went into the Akashic records. They forgave. They presented a new timeline. They asked for forgiveness from the eternal councils. They got a new timeline and said, hey, we will devote our service now. We will change this timeline for humanity. And they presented to the eternal life councils. And in the Akashic records, a new timeline was incorporated, and they grounded it into Earth. There's people flying in on spaceships to Atlantis, remembering who they are. There's, you know, so this stuff is happening in my hologram. The Christ timeline, the Knights Templar timeline. We're rewriting history, and you are who you've been looking for. And this is the timeline a lot of us have prepared for. So I'm not going to go too deep into this, but, you know, the base 12, you see is like 2 to 1. It's a 45. It's like perfect symmetry. And so it aligns. There's one base 12 grid you see with the blue and the red. It aligns. And so when source energy comes down from the central point, it spirals through, and it has to be connected in this base 12 eternal life symmetry to be connected to everything above and everything below. But when you collapse and take the 12 and 8 down, this 10 sphere system on the right, the Metatronic artificial tree of life, you see the spheres don't align. You could still have 11 DNA potential, but it doesn't align, right? And so the 8 is a little bit off-center, okay? And so it's a mathematical formulation, and it's very deep. You can go very deep into this if you want. So there's eternal life sacred geometry on the left, and this is the eternal lotus of life. Now, on this blue one, it spirals out. You see from the center, the spirals spiral out, but it always comes back to the center. It's always connected to the source of all energy. It's not consuming energy to create energy. It's a square root of 2 eternal source spiral. It does not consume energy to create energy. But if you look at the Metatronic flower of life, which is not bad, it literally starts in the center, but it doesn't return to the center. It's always consuming energy to create energy. Therefore, it's a closed system, fragmented, and finite life consciousness eventually will lead to a black hole space dust return to source with no incarnational memory of its existence. And this is just math, the eternal lotus. So let's start with the Fibonacci number, right? If you look at it, 0 plus 1, it's addition. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So you see it's consuming the previous number to create the next number. 2 plus 3 is 5. It's eating the last number. 3 plus 5 is 8. But if you look at the source spiral sequence, you'll see it's multiplication. 1 times 1. I know you guys think 1 times 1 we've been taught is 1, but it's not. It's 2. Like Terrence Howard said it in the Joe Rogan podcast. Remember that? So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. It's multiplying its energy. It's an eternal source spiral. It doesn't consume the last energy. And this is why if you follow this, source is continuously expanding itself, constantly expanding itself through the eternal source spiral. Now, Earth has been collapsed into a finite life system, but if enough of us start activating our 12-stranded DNA, we become a transharmonic bridge to 6th dimension, Sirius P, 9th dimension. And then when we get to the 12th dimension, as you can see in this previous slide, the energy or the eternal life potential spirals down through once you activate your 12, and it spirals back down, and it spirals eternal life potential into the grid points of Mother Earth. And we start re-encrypting Mother Earth to its eternal life potential, and that's the power of what we have, what you are. You are an eternal life grid worker once you encrypt your DNA to the base 12 eternal life. Okay, so I'm going to wind down. The sun is setting. I got so many other slides, but I'm just going to kind of... So Yeshua, Akhenaten, Hetz, Arthur, they were all eternal life grid workers, part of the Christos, inner Christos reclamation mission. They were grid workers trying to reclaim Stargate 4, Stargate 11, and we're going to Egypt, and we're going to do some grid work out there, so that's going to be fun. Okay, the Eternal Life Code Base 12, 15-dimensional time matrix. Yeah, all right, let me just skip to the end here.
So can we watch a full version of this talk online somewhere?
We'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll do like a recording. So the Maria Atlantis in Egypt. I won't go too deep into that, but there were some. Raise your hand if you have Atlantis cellular memory. Like yeah, here we go. Yeah.
How do you find out?
You activate your DNA. Every DNA strand is a cellular memory. Yeah. So there is a timeline where Atlantis is rising. In one of my ceremonies not too long ago, there was like a dear sister, and she's like a Hispanic sister from Atlanta, and she's speaking in a British accent. She says, "Remember who you are, darling. You are the Queen of Atlantis." Right? So all of these things are happening in my ceremonies. Literally, we literally went to Azores, a remnant of Atlantis. I was told to go. I was told who to invite, and we did a ceremony. And there was we were being shown what happened in Atlantis, mass unfortunate, traumatic events happened in Atlantis. And we were healing those timelines. So there is a timeline where Atlantis is rising. There's one brother in Portugal. He was like flying in on a spaceship to Atlantis, and they were all celebrating. And we are like, yo, is that a past timeline or a future timeline? We don't know. But there's a timeline where Atlantis hasn't fallen, right? So there's timelines. Once you start activating your multidimensional self, there's no time or space. You can tune in to any timeline. And Mother Earth, whatever collective consciousness decides to tune into, is the timeline it's going to follow. So if a lot of us are tuning into the World War III timeline, it's an artificial timeline for sure. But if the majority of collective consciousness tunes into the World War III timeline, guess what's going to happen? World War III. But if the majority of collective consciousness tunes into a new Earth, 5D Earth, Tara, and all these healing centers, start communicating, we start doing eternal life grid work, and we raise the frequencies underneath the Earth, and we raise the crystals underneath the Earth, and we literally reach a tipping point in frequency of love. And a lot of us are focused on our intention on a new Earth systems, decentralized systems, and with aunties and uncles in these tribes, like Awaken is doing, like a lot of people are doing, forming these little tribes. And like we do simultaneous grid work, and we raise the frequency, and we focus simultaneously on this timeline, and we get the influencers on board, or we get, all these people on board. We take back control of the media, and we timeline shift into wherever we want. It's quantum morphogenetic physics.
Would this be considered these sanctuaries for creating safe zones?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. These are safe zones. These are, we're gonna grid them. There's gonna be councils. We're still gonna do outreach stuff. From my awareness, obviously each one's gonna be unique though. Each one's gonna have their own unique personality. Each one's gonna have their own unique council. I don't know. Some of them might be like, who knows? It's gonna be fun and beautiful, and our kids are gonna grow up with Jedi academies with fresh eternal living water, with aunties and uncles like the Lemurians. When one child was born, it had 12 godmothers and godfathers, right? You know what I mean? And this was what we were meant to do, was to live in tribe. And all these technologies are coming forward right now. Like, we have the technology, it's already here to heal cancer, but we are the greatest technology, period. We have all the technology, and eventually the funding is going to come through, and all these healing centers are going to have all the technology, not only to heal, but to activate our potential in these little kids at a young age. Can you imagine if we had access to breath work, eternal life, from the age of 3 or 4, and at the age of 4, we already knew what our soul contract was? You put in 10,000 hours, you become a master at the age of 14. These little kids are coming in hot, like a fajita, and they're gonna literally, they're the ones, we're just preparing the path for them. That's really it. That's all we're doing, is preparing for these little kids who are teachers, who are ancient, sometimes ancient spirits who have never incarnated on Earth before, because the mothers have done so much womb clearing. Some of these ancient spirits are starting to come in, and they're coming in hot, and they're ready. And like, if I'm out of alignment and I look at my kid, he knows I'm out of alignment. I'll be back. It's crazy. Like, he sees right through my soul. Yeah. So anyway, like Lemuria, Atlantis, Egypt, it's all real. There was a flood. Atlantis blew up. By the way, I just want to mention this. The Ark of the Covenant is a time portal bridge, okay, which literally connected D2 core of Earth to Andromeda M31 galaxy, and it was in Atlantis for a while, and it was bringing in multi-dimensional frequencies, and that's why Atlantis prospered. And it was moved to Egypt for a while underneath the Great Pyramids, and that's where the true J12 was doing ascension rites. It was a stargate, a portal, and when you have the Ark of the Covenant, then you can, time travel in and out of Mother Earth. And you can also bring multidimensional frequencies and multidimensional power, and you can also charge onks with ultra high frequency. You think the pyramids were built by people moving stones? No, the onks were charged, and they literally anti-gravitational pull, and they could literally create the pyramids from that, right? And you can heal people with it and all these different things. So that was the Ark of the Covenant. And King Arthur's sword was actually a sheath to hold one of the rod and staff stargate opening tools for the Ark of the Covenant, right? All these things start making sense, right? And that's the true history of Yeshua, Arthur, and I'm telling you guys, like, you know, Jesus said, you will do even greater things than me, because he knew there would come a time where this wisdom is going to be available for everybody, and for those who are hungry for truth, start activating your 12-stranded DNA, right? And literally, you activate your angelic self. You start activating bilocation. You start activating telepathy, clairaudience, clear knowing, clear seeing. Everything starts activating. This is a natural gift of the original celestial human being. Yeah.
For those of us who are new to this work,
Yeah.
how do we activate our 12-stranded DNA? You mentioned practices. Like, what are some takeaways that we could incorporate into our lives?
Yeah. You know, I can only speak from my experience, right? For me, you know, part of my story was to experience every single psychiatric condition, become a psychiatrist, and I had to heal myself. So I was like crazy. I became a yoga teacher, breathwork instructor, pump Kundalini 2 hours a day for 2 years. That's, by the way, Kundalini energy is dimensions 1 through 9, the first primal 8 cells that live at the bottom of the spine. So 3, 6, 9, Kundalini, that's at the bottom of the tailbone. Yeah, and then I chanted in Gurumukhi. I did all the plant medicines. I did everything, and like I tried everything, and they were all helpful. But when I started to chant these techniques in the original light language, Anu Hazimua, it sounds weird in the beginning, like you're like, well, this is weird. But when I started to do it naturally, gradually, and regularly, my DNA, everything that this wisdom said started to happen. And literally, my beyond what I could even imagine, my mission took on a mission upgrade, if you want to call it. It was already there. It's just on frequency time release. So for me, these techniques in Anu Hazimua are, and you know, I have a course, and yeah, maybe hit me up. I have my email. Hit me up if that resonates with you. Hit me up, and I'll share it with you.
I think we have time for 2 more questions. Lieutenant Jackson, and I think you should choose.
Okay, go for it.
I was saying, I'm just right. You have a lot of knowledge, and how do I even start digging into this? Where do you recommend me look for it? I know you said you have a course, but I don't imagine your course covers all of this.
Yeah, it's a really good.
So Gaia TV.
It's in your DNA, girl. I'm serious. It's your cellular memory. So that's why I say, like, that's why I would say, like, the theoretical knowledge is great, and I love it. And like, I spent like 4 years holed up in an Airbnb here. You could study forever and ever and ever and ever. The science of source is so intricate and so amazing. Like, I could spend forever studying it. But if you want to know yourself, and you'll know the whole universe. And so that's why, for me, these techniques are the quickest way. Every DNA you'll start remembering who you are. And once you know yourself, you know everything, because you know the whole universe, because you are a holographic fractal of everything. So, yeah.
One more? You choose.
I don't think there's any more.
Yeah. One more.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. It's halfway.
No, I just wanted to ask you, so in your course, do you have recordings of these chants?
Yeah, so I did my best, 12 sacred chants. I worked with a producer to produce the chants, the best music I could. These sacred chants are aligned directly to start connecting you to your D12 avatar Cristo self. Eventually, it opens the sacred keys to your primal light and sound, which is your ascended master self. 12 techniques, unlock one every single week. And literally, I have homework and reading assignments with it. Yeah, for those who follow, like, and who naturally gradually start doing these chants, it literally starts opening up. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's big, but it starts opening up your cellular memory. You start re-encrypting your morphogenetic fields to the base 12 eternal life potential. Your 8th chakra starts activating and reconnecting you directly to source. Some of you might already be there. So, you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but absolutely. It's been specifically designed according to Voyagers Chapter 2. Voyagers 2, it has the quickest way to activate your 12-stranded DNA. I followed that to a T, and I followed those exact instructions, and that's how I created the course. No. So these chants are an ancient language called Anu Hazimua. And every time humanity forgets, they send 3 speakers to transcribe what is called the CDT plates, Oyster Duratur plates. All spiritual wisdom on this planet come from the CDT plates. Okay, and so in the Christ timeline, it was J12, not the biblical Jesus, the true J12, 12th level avatar. And then it was John the Baptist, and it was Miriam, and they're transcribed to write 3 books for humanity that transcribe the eternal life wisdom. Those books were systematically destroyed. John the Baptist was beheaded before. In this lifetime, Jesus' half-sister Miriam reincarnated as Asia Nadine. It's no longer her in her body, but before she was body snatched, she wrote 3 books. One of them is called Voyagers 2, which is straight from a transmission from the CDT plates, which, I always say, don't look at the messenger. Don't look at me, guys. I'm human. Okay, I'm not perfect. Yes, I'm just the messenger. But look at the message. The message is beyond time or space, beyond, and for me, the more I go deeper into this eternal life wisdom, I'm like, holy shit, this is the science of source. This is where spirituality and science are one, literally. And the more I go into it, it never contradicts itself. It always reinforces itself. So, for me, it's been fun remembering, yeah. Okay, guys, if you would, I'm going to just close it with a little meditation. If you guys would close your eyes with me. Take a slow, deep breath, white golden light, your Christic 12D self into your heart. And as you exhale, send it from your heart down your spine, the throne of God, into the core of Mother Earth, connecting to the core, encrypting the core of Mother Earth with your D12. Increase those frequencies. And breathe in once again from the crown, white golden 12th dimensional Christic light into your heart, and exhale it all the way down your spine, connecting to the core of Mother Earth. Mother Earth, how patient she's been. One more slow, deep breath through your crown, into your heart, where it all begins, starts, and exhale. Golden white Christic light, you are the Christ. Down into the core of Mother Earth. And as you just continue to find your own rhythm with your own breath, if you choose to, imagine, see, visualize with me. Imagination is the bridge to the invisible world. Like a mycelial network underneath the earth, like the psilocybin network, interground, like on top of the earth, as below, so above, healing centers, guys. Start imagining, seeing with me, new earth centers on high frequency grid points. The brain of Mother Earth, the ley lines of Mother Earth. You start seeing it in Brazil, Peru, Central America, Viva la Mexico, North America. The brain of Mother Earth, and see tribe coming together. The 12 original celestial human tribes reunite. And one day you wake up and you're just being you, and you get a message through your daily practice. It's time. It's time. This land is calling you, and you go there, and there's an intimate connection to this land in past lives and this one, and you find your tribe. And these tribes start forming, and all these tribes are decentralized. Freedom. And on these tribes, our children are born, and they grow up with aunties and uncles with fresh water in a decentralized system with Jedi academies, with all the healing technologies. And all of these healing centers are somehow interconnected, not only through telepathy, but through a decentralized system, through the power of love, the power of the universe. And these tribes and these centers all have both a board of 12, not to mention the 13, which is the high priestesses that actually run the tribe, the Divine Mother. But this tribes of 12 simultaneously all around the world together open up the portal. 12 times 12 is 144. Energy equals MC squared, not speed of light squared, sorry Einstein, but consciousness squared. So 12 times 12, right? 12 tribes times 12, and then there's 144 healing centers. I don't know, what's 144 squared? All of this energy, we open the portal into the primal light and sound field. The Ascended Master Collective start channeling in through this combined intention into the frequency of the brain of Mother Earth, into the frequency of the crystals underneath the earth, the crystal pylon technology which they were using in Atlantis, and then we start increasing the frequency of Mother Earth. We start stabilizing our DNA to be able to hold 4.5, 5.5 and higher DNA, not just through a plant ceremony, but we start stabilizing it and continuing to hold it on a daily basis. And as we start doing this, Earth starts grids start getting the message. The brain of Mother Earth starts restoring its eternal life potential for the parts of Mother Earth that choose. And one day and one time, Jesus sang about it, New Jerusalem. Eckhart Tolle wrote about a new earth. Bob Marley sang about a Zion. We timelines shift and change the angular rotational particle spin, particle pulsation rhythm. And for those who choose, timeline shift into the eternal life source spiral potential, into a new earth. And we are free, we are free, we are free. We have come, we have come, we have come. I know who we are in truth. I know how we serve in truth. We are free, we are free, we are free. Thy kingdom come. Thy will is now being done on earth as it is in the highest heavens for the liberation of all sentient beings. Taisha into Doe, Taisha into Doe, Taisha into Doe. Spoken as it is stated now, and so it is done. Ross, your alerts from Christ. Around us now, avalanches of God's abundance, joy, meaningful relationships, Bitcoin, whatever is needed for this mission is pouring and circulating and flooding in every single one of our lives. All of our goals, needs, and desires are now being met by eternal spirit source consciousness, for we are one with God, and God is one with all. Taisha into Doe, Taisha into Doe, Taisha into Doe. Spoken as it is stated, and so it is done. Breathe into that. And exhale, let it go. And if you can, next breath, breathe in gratitude. As if it's already done. And exhale. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Chilling right. One last breath, deep inhale. And let it all go. And if you guys don't mind, there's something that I call conscious laughter. You know, I have MD, I have all these stupid pieces of paper that don't mean shit. The one piece of paper that I'm trying to work on is conscious laughter and a PhD in conscious laughter. Laughter is the food of the gods. So if you guys are cool with me, because it's like, what are you laughing about, right? And for me, it's like, yeah, in the beginning, I feel stupid, but like, it's like, no, you know what I'm really laughing about? We're on Earth, on a little planet, spinning on this fucking planet in the middle of universes on universes on universes and universes, and I'm worried about what? What the fuck am I worried about, right? It's kind of funny when you look at it from that perspective. So on 3, we're just going to close this. If you want, with me, a belly laugh on 3. 1, 2, 3. You crazy fools came to Earth too? What the fuck? Thanks for hanging out with me, guys.
Dr. Samuel Lee, everybody get loud for this brother here. That was so epic, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let him hear a little bit more, y'all. I have no idea how to process that, but I'm excited.